Everyone, in this election cycle, we have heard one thing over and over again, that Republicans are in trouble and that a blue wave is coming. And we've heard this from top Democrats and news anchors. They want you to believe a new big blue wave is coming and is inevitable, but what is the actual reality on the ground? And in this video, that's exactly what we're going to figure out. We're going to look at the real numbers and expose what's really happening. For starters, thank you for coming back to the Will Talk Show. Before we jump in, if you want to support 100% real news that actually makes sense, hit the subscribe button. Now let's look right back into the major factors the media narrative is completely falling apart. So factor number one is cash on hand. And we're going to follow the money. According to the official Federal Elections Commission filings, the Republican Party holds a massive war chest advantage. The RNC is sitting at over $115 million to and zero party debt, while the DNC has languished around $16 million in cash, while also carrying almost $18 million in debt, meaning that the National Democratic Party is actually underwater when it comes to money. That means they're actually $2 million exactly in debt. And factor number two is also with money, and that comes with conservatives are keeping the war chest pretty taut. And this is what should be terrifying the Democrats. The GOP hasn't even unleashed their heavy, full weight of ad spending money yet. Democrats and left-wing super PACs are burning through millions of dollars right now just trying to keep their polling numbers looking pretty and clean. And in the meanwhile, conservative mega donors, President Trump's political PACs and the national PACs are holding on to hundreds of millions of dollars in reserves. When the GOP actually turns on the TVs and, puts their ads on TVs, in the final stretch, Democrats won't have the funds to even respond to it. And number three, and this is factor three, Democrats are already falling in the polling. Despite Democrats pouring tens of millions of dollars into early media buyouts and media markets, their polling numbers are dropping across the board. In generic ballot polls and state-level matchups, Democrats are bleeding support among working-class voters, independents, and suburban families. The Democrats are actually losing ground while outspending Republicans 3-1 in early ads. What happens when conservatives actually buy a single ad in a state, for example, like Michigan? What's going to happen? Yeah, it's going to get even worse for the Democrats there. Fact number four, the progressive left wing or the socialist crazy wing of the Democrat Party, they keep winning a farewell of swing states and swing districts, and that's not going to really work. Instead of running candidates that appeal to middle Americans that could win over a couple of Republicans, keep the Democrats, and win over a couple of independents, the far left in these primary battles keep winning, and that's going to hurt them really bad among independents and among actual Republicans. That's going to hurt them a lot. And moderate voters are starting to be like, hey now, we can't be going socialist here. We can't be going to Karl Marx. And the DSA is just not very popular right now, so it's not going to work out for them in the long run. Now let's get to the national overview. Now that we have the major factors out of the way that are going to sway this election, which is candidates and money, which is every other election, let's look at the actual map. Let's look at the actual Senate numbers and all that. The legacy media tries to paint a picture of a blue map, but when you look at party registration shifts and key battlegrounds, the GOP holds a commanding foundation. Democrats have to win almost every single toss-up state just to even have a chance of winning the Senate. So, if you didn't know, in the Senate, the Republicans have the White House and the Vice Presidency, and they currently do hold the House. So say the Senate goes 50-50. That means Republicans would get 51-50 because the vice president is a tie-breaking vote. So basically, 50-50 is not a majority. They need 51 seats to actually secure the majority. And, well, with their party committee burned in debt and their PACs just about out of money and their actual candidates, a lot of them are getting pretty bad in the money section. They simply don't have enough cash to cover every single state. So let's look at the first major state that is going to, well, help us figure out how the nation is going to go on election nights. Let's look at Ohio. Legacy media tries to tell you that this state is swinging back. But when you look at the underlying data, conservative turnout is higher than ever. Democrats are burning through tens of millions of dollars on early ads trying to rescue Sherrod Brown, while conservative voter registration and rural enthusiasm keep Ohio locked solid in Republicans and the red column. Michigan, with Gray Peters retiring, the Democrats have spent months in a brutal primary. They are burning through cash while Republicans have remained unified, focusing straight on inflation and manufacturing jobs. And let me just say, Mike Rogers is a phenomenal candidate. He's running against another DSA crazy, of which we just talked about, and that I have no doubt in my mind that Mike Rogers is going to win on election night. He has the money, and he has the polling numbers, because as you can see right here, or over here, somewhere on the screen, you're going to see a graphic that shows, well, in a recent poll, Mike Rogers is at 51, and his opponent, Abdul El Sayed, is only at 47 in Michigan. This is actually, fun fact, the worst poll for a Democrat in a Michigan Senate race in this century. Now let's zoom over to Maine. Democrats have thrown everything, including a kitchen sink, at Maine. But Susan Collins routinely outperforms national polls because voters, well, they reject the national Democrats talking about, oh wait, Karl Marx was an actual good guy. I mean, I don't think a lot of people would support that. And now we gotta get to the biggest two states that get me frustrated, because, well, people are just getting it wrong. Every single election cycle, liberal media outlets claim states like Iowa and Texas are on the verge of flipping blue. I mean, we've heard about Texas since about 2012, maybe? But when election day rolls around, conservative organizations, massive rural turnout, and baseline Republican strength shut out that fantasy really quick. Iowa isn't flipping, and neither is Texas. Ken Paxton, I mean, I know the cash on hand for candidates only looks bad, but when you actually get to, like, all the outside groups that's going to help Ken Paxton, it's a much closer race when it comes to the cash in Iowa. It started to shift red, so I have no doubt in my mind that it's going to continue to shift red. So when you strip away the spin from cable news and look at the actual FEC filings and polling trends, the blue wave is nothing more than a media myth. They are spending money like crazy just to stay flat, while the GLP is sitting on a war chest ready to hit the gas pedal. If you appreciate 100% real news that cuts through the noise, hit that like button and share this video with a friend that needs to hear it. And come on, click the subscribe button and join the community. I'm Will Begley, and I'm going to leave you with a verse here today. Proverbs 28:12. When the righteous men do rejoice, there is great glory. But when the wicked rise, a man is hidden. Keep standing firm in faith. Keep shining the light on the truth. And God bless you guys. I'll see you next time on the Will Talk Show. God bless the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and Godspeed to all of you.